Welcome one and all to a preview of my new Let's Play series. This is Araxis and this video is going to be initial thoughts and feelings of A Realm Reborn Final Fantasy XIV Online. Now for this I'm going to have to set up my volume. So I'm going to bring down the volume to 15 just so that I can hear myself speak. So guys, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let you watch the opening movie because it is very, very influential in this game, unlike Final Fantasy XI, which does have a storyline of some description. This game is very much storyline driven. So I thought, like all good Final Fantasies, let's start with the opening cinematic. Enjoy.
Heidelin. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the three great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations. Each one
I'll apologise in advance if the volume is very, very low. As you've seen, I've just turned it down so that you can hear my voice.
all have proven ephemeral.
However, if you'd like to hear what's being said, other than reading the subtitles, just turn it up.
In the year 1572 of the sixth and most recent astral era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Galamond, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten. May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
So there you have it. There's the intro. Again, I'll apologise if that was too quiet because I did pull the volume quite low. But the volume will be pretty much right for gameplay. So we are in the realm of Eorzea. And if we have any slight lag issues, it's not my computer, it is Fraps, as always. So we're going to start up on a character that I am currently playing as. This is Araxus Soren. He is a Makort, which is a cat person. Meow meow. On the 10th of the 10th sun of the 4th astral moon is the birthday, or the name's day. We got my guardian is Burgot the Builder. My class is a gladiator, level 18. I'm currently in an old Gridania, and the world I'm playing on is Mateus. So I will select Araxus Soren and log in. Love the loading screens, the conceptual artwork is beautiful. The only problem is this game, with it being quite new, is still having server issues. As I'm sure a lot of you will be well aware, Square had to actually close registration servers altogether for a short time whilst they were trying to build new servers, put up new servers to handle the massive support that this game is actually being given by the Square Enix fans and the Final Fantasy fan base. They obviously weren't expecting as much as they've got because the last Final Fantasy XIV actually had to go down because of lack of popularity. So when they re-released this game, A Realm Reborn, they weren't expecting the popularity that they actually got. This game has got quite a good backing. They're starting to fix issues, but the loading screens can take an awful lot of time sometimes. Usually if I play this game in the morning, which is my morning in the UK, it's usually quite quiet and the loading screens. The initial loading screen, which is this one, is usually quite quick. However, on an evening, which is what I'm playing on now, I also have to compete with the American fan base because unfortunately EU and US servers are compiled into the same system, and it's only the Japanese servers which are separate. So it kind of causes latency issues. Especially when I'm trying to get on at 5 o'clock, from 5 o'clock in the evening onwards, because then the Americans will be coming on to some degree. But hopefully this game will load up shortly and we will be able to get into the nitty gritty. This is just going to be initial thoughts and feelings of the game. I'll go over the basics with you and give you my thoughts on what I've experienced with the game so far. And because I've played Final Fantasy XI, as a lot of my viewers will be aware because of my A Day in the Life series of Final Fantasy XI, I'll be able to give you a comparison between the two. Right, so first of all I'm going to swap that to Battle because I'm not having a million little pop-ups. Right, so as you can see, the world... Oh, go through the door. The world is a very, very bright and pretty world. The graphics are quite nice for an online game. Usually they have to lower the graphics because of an online game, and I say that I'm suffering from lag due to fraps. So what I will try and do is lower my system settings. And I believe, yep, that has stopped the lag issue with fraps to some degree. Fraps is a hungry beast, and I apologise in advance for any lag that is shown. When I'm not recording on fraps, I run this game at high, and it is a very good looking game. Even at standard, it's still a very good looking game, to be perfectly honest. Very bright, very pretty. Ethernet shard, that is a form of in-city teleportation. Very useful because some of these places are quite large and quite difficult to navigate when they want to. Right, first off, as you can see, we have a hood. The hood is very different in this game than it is to Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XI's hood is very non-existent. First of all, major difference. We have the clock in the top right corner. We have a clock minimap, and that's finally wanting to load up. And we also have our quests. This was not in Final Fantasy XI in the slightest. Final Fantasy XI was very much a immersive style game. It had very minimalistic hood. Whereas this is more of, I hate to use the term, a World of Warcraft-esque hood. You have your hotkeys and your health, MP, TP, all in the centre, as well as experience and level. Minimap in the corner, and quests run down the side, as well as your options in the bottom right corner, and money. I currently have 6,197 gil. I support, but for the long term as an online RPG, this style of HUD design and gameplay is a lot more effective. Granted, I do love Final Fantasy XI, it holds a special place in my heart, but it was not very intuitive at all. It took a long time. I mean, the first time I played Final Fantasy XI, it took me 3 hours to realise how to open up the menu, because it doesn't actually tell you. With this, it is very simple. You got your standard I for inventory, C for character, all that good stuff. The only big difference between a normal inventory system, say World of Warcraft, or this one, is that your equipment, weapons and armour that you pick up, do not go into your basic inventory, as you can see here. There's no weapons or armour in this inventory at all. Instead, you have what is called your armory chest, and your armory chest is a secondary inventory which carries all of your weapons and armour, segregated into different sections. So you got main hand, which is weapon, head, body, hands, waist, legs, feet, offhand, which is shields, neck, ears, wrists, rings, and soul crystals. Okay, so as you can see, my current setup is mostly bronze armor, but I have an untradeable ethereal padded hempen trousers, which is very, very nice, +3 strength, skill, speed, and vitality. I also have unique plundered sabatons, which is my greaves, and also a unique warded round shield as well, which I've just recently got. So very, very nice. Right, so what I'll try and do is I will go into yes, and I can also have a larger map as well, which is usually what's up, because it does go semi-transparent. I usually have this up. The mini-map, don't really use that much. I have so much space because this is running through my TV, which is a 32-inch. I have so much space on the screen that I can actually just have this up whenever I fancy. Going around in circles. Well, what I'll do is I'll use the ethereal crystal to teleport to the main plaza. All the loading screens come up with the names in this text. It's very nice because sometimes you'll go into a place and you can't remember it, but this time, every time you load, it lets you know where you are. Because many a time in Final Fantasy XI, for instance, I would go into an area and I couldn't remember what it was called, and trying to relay where you are to people on your link shell or in your party, and you're like, oh, I'm in such and such, but I can't remember what it's called. Especially if you don't have the map for said area. On this game, however, you don't need to buy maps like you do in Final Fantasy XI. The maps are hidden, but there is locations throughout the area that you're travelling that when you arrive to that location will unlock a section of the map. And you also get an experience bonus for exploring. So it does encourage exploration. Again, as you can see, unfortunately the loading times are quite terrible this evening. I usually don't have this much trouble loading up, but like I said, I usually play it on a British morning, so it's very quiet then, so I can just get onto the game, play without any issue. And there we go. The animation quality is very, very nice in this game. Very, very subtle, not in most ways, but I still think very, very nice. Right, so as you can see on here we have some quest markers, which I think I should preserving the past and for friendship. Neither of these are quests that I currently have. I just want to get into the field and show you a little bit of fighting, a little bit of the battle mechanics within the game. The battle mechanics, again, unlike Final Fantasy XI, Final Fantasy XI was notorious for being slow and very party orientated. To get any sort of level in this game you'd have to party. So far, I'm only up to level 18, but so far this game has been very easy to play even as a single player character. Why can't I leave for the central shroud? I don't know. Right, well, I'm just going to sprint, which is an innate ability that we all get. It uses all of your TP but boosts your movement speed. Again, very useful for exploration. But anyway, yes, as I was saying, the battle speed has definitely been increased for this game. A lot more active fighting than sit there and wait for your character to be able to do a move. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. I have teleport. I'm going to teleport to... Actually, I don't want to spend that much money teleporting to somewhere to... Oh no, Uldar's not too expensive. Again, you have 3 starting areas. But these starting areas you do not necessarily get to choose. Uldar, which is where I am, you start off if you pick any of the physical classes. Archer, Purglus, which is a monk, or Gladiator. You will start in Uldar. If you pick any of the 2 mages, you end up in Limsa. I think that's what it's called. And the other 2 classes, it was Lancer and something else, you will end up in Garandia, which it just was. So that's kind of how that works. You don't really get to pick your it's not like an allegiance like Final Fantasy XI had so much. And you also get access to an airship very early on. You don't have to either pay 6 million gil like you did in Final Fantasy XI, or get to rank 5 in your alliance before you can get an airship pass. In this, if you follow the main storyline missions, which is the best way to get experience, you will actually be made an envoy, and you have to deliver letters to the 3 states, the 2 other states, sorry, that you are in. Because of this, you get an airship pass fairly early on. And then you get to keep it. You don't get it taken off you. Which is also very nice. Another thing that I have noted is that you do not buy spells in this game. I will go on actions and traits. Oh. General actions. You have all your basic actions which you start off with. Here, as you can see, actions. These are the abilities for the Gladiator. You actually learn them at a specific level. Next thing I'm going to learn is at level 22. I'm going to learn Provoke, which is probably going to be a lot more useful than Flash. Then 26, Rage of Halon. Awareness at 34, Sentinel at 38, Tempered Will at 42, Bulwark at 46, and 50, Circle of Scorn. Level 50, obviously the highest level at the moment. Can't... Sorry, that was my phone. Can't get any higher level than that. As with Final Fantasy, is if they release expansion packs, which I'm assuming they're going to do, considering the popularity at the moment, then the level cap will probably be increased. And here, this can quickly show you your different classes. You've got Gladiator, Purglist, Marauder. That was it. Marauder's the one that is from Uldar. Lancer, Archer, and Conjurer. Thaumaturge or Thaumaturge. Very difficult to pronounce. It's basically Black Mage. That is what that is. That is a black mage. Arcanist is kind of like a red mage, I believe, a mix between the two. Yeah, then you've got miner and botanist, which is not a fighting class. It's a field class. There's you've got your fighting classes, which is combat, and then field classes, which is basically to go out and mine and botany and anything else that you might learn. Because of this, you've got, like in Final Fantasy XI, you had equipment which was specific for mining, crafting, fishing, that kind of stuff. In this game, it's works the same way, but in a much more detailed manner. You have actual two separate shops, like shopping options for field and battle gear. Right, so this is the Outer World map. I'm no longer in a sanctuary. I'm no longer protected by a city, as you can see. And like Final Fantasy XI, enemies are just on the map. However, unlike Final Fantasy XI, there are an awful lot more enemies on the map. So you don't get people coming along and stealing your enemies. Also, you can attack a monster that someone else is attacking freely, because it is in like the harmony of player helping player rather than player versus player. You don't actually split the experience or lose experience. I think you both get the same maximum experience. So we're going to take on this giant tortoise. It's level 12. Quickly before I take it on, we have logs. These logs give you, say, here, get giant tortoise, there we go. Giant tortoise, there's one there. If I kill 3 of them, I get 4,500 experience. I've completed this, so it goes into my log. Currently I'm looking for copper, goblins and bombs. You will also note when I continue this, that you will see monsters from Final Fantasy XI. Thick shells, the crabs, giant bees, there's some of them that I found. Goblins make a return as well. But anyway, let's get into this fight. So I can auto battle just by right clicking on the enemy, because I'm using a dagger. I'm quite fast at the moment. And then I have my action abilities such as Fast Blade, Savage Blade and Riot Blade. I can use these quite quickly. So if everyone remembers, in Final Fantasy XI, the cooldown times for these weapons were based on having 100% TP or more, which you had to build up. In this game it works the other way around. You start with 1000 TP, and this costs TP 70, 60 and 60 TP. So I use up my TP by using my abilities, but I can use my abilities constantly. They have a cooldown meter instead, which is more reminiscent of World of Warcraft, which is probably what most people prefer because it's a lot quicker. If I give it a shield bash, stun it out, and then wait for that to cool down, and then kill it with a Riot Blade. You also get combos, so if I use Fast Blade, it says here, combo action with Fast Blade, so if you use Fast Blade first, it will increase the damage from 100 to 200%, and increases amenity, which means that the enemy's more likely to stay targeting myself than someone else, so that's good to keep enemies off mages, which have got poor defense. And Riot Blade, the combo bonus for Riot Blade, actually restores my MP, so if I'm using Flash a lot or something else that requires MP, I can build the MP back by Fast Blade, Riot Blade, Fast Blade, Riot Blade. Okay. So as you can see, I mean, got little level 4 ladybugs here. There's just no threat whatsoever. There we go, that's dead. And cactuars are one of the first enemies you meet in this game. Well, in Uldar anyway. Which is quite nice because in Final Fantasy XI they were very difficult to ever see. And I have my little airship. Where's my airship? Use item to... Oh, sorry. I haven't actually used that yet, so that might be why I haven't. Use item to acquire... Is it in my armory? Where did that... Oh, where did my little toy airship go? This is not good. Where's my toy airship? Ah, I will sort that out later. I will remove this from my hotkey. Anyway, still learning the game myself. As you can see, I'm only level 18 and I've only have one character. The only other thing that I would probably like to show at this amount of time. Where is my journal? Right, so here's my quest logs. Click on the map and it will show you where it is on the map. Simple symbols. This tells me what I will get and then a choice of what I will get, including experience that I will get. I have a lot of missions complete already. I've completed a fair amount. Wouldn't like to count. There's different types of missions. There's quests and there's also levies. Levies are like missions that you pick up and are repeatable from an adventurers guild. You just pick them up and keep doing them over and over again. And then obviously you have your main story missions as well as any side missions for guilds, or because I'm currently going through the Gladiators Guild as well. So you have all that kind of side offshoot and guild nonsense as well, which is good, which is what you want. Trying to think. The only other thing that I can really show off at the moment would be chocobos. They work differently in this game. You can ride a chocobo as normal, like you would expect, and there's one of those levy mates where you can get the guild levies. But you can also get porters. Now what the porters do is the chocobo automatically runs. You still follow it. It's not like a loading screen. You'll get on a chocobo and it will take you in the most direct path to where you have paid to go. So you can go from like an outpost back to a city and the chocobo will just run you there, and you can get off the chocobo at any particular point by dismounting. So that's a nice little addition, because then that way if you don't quite know your way back, you can always get a chocobo, or if you've got the money, use teleport to go back to somewhere, or return. Return acts the same way as a home point did in Final Fantasy XI. You can teleport back to your home point at any time. The recast is 900 seconds, which I think is 15 minutes or something like that. But it doesn't cost any money, whereas teleport actually costs money. As you can see here, costs me this much money. Whereas a teleport or a return will just get me back straight away for free, but it has a massive cooldown on it. So I'm going to wrap this up now. Anyway, I know it hasn't been much show, but this was just going to be like a long-winded introduction, basically, showing you what the game looks like. I mean, you've got a day and night cycle, as you can see, the sun's going down now. Just a little added thing there. Basically, I'm going to start playing through using the Araxis Sorin here to continue through my journey through Eorzea, which I hope you will all follow, and hopefully you like the look of this game and want to watch play it, or even better yet, if you want to start playing it. My world is Mateus. Join me and together we will quest in Eorzea. Anyway guys, this has been Araxis. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I'll speak to you all soon. Goodbye.